guys, and welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. Today we're doing some more landing challenges. We're going into the famous landing challenges. Last time we did Clanada Grande. Today we're going to be flying into Jackson Hole, Wyoming, in the US. So, Wyoming's a state. Jackson Hole is the name of the airport. I kind of think it's a bit of a weird name, actually. It's in a place called Jackson, and the airport is called Jackson Hole. We're going to be flying the Cessna Citation business jet, so we'll go ahead and click fly. So you can see here, the airport is at 6,400 feet. We're going to be, wind is not really going to be a factor. It's going to be a 4-knot headwind, no problem. Going to be approaching at approximately 130 knots, and then 110 knots on final. I have not really had much experience in the business jets on this game, so we might need 3 attempts. Obviously, first episode we only needed 2 attempts really, and even then I think the first attempt was better, wasn't it? So we got quite close to 1 million. The benchmark in this is 1 million. If we can try and meet 1 million, I'll be very happy, but anything above 600,000 is what I think is a success, really. That's what seems to be a good landing. I mean, anything below 400,000 is pretty shocking. That's when, you got to worry about the landing smoothness a lot. Or the problem is, it's obviously sometimes if you do veer off to the left or the right because of rudder inputs or whatever, that would affect your score a lot. Obviously, that's how I could do better in these challenges, is by having rudder pedals to actually control the plane a bit better. I just have a little button, same as on my yoke. This is my joystick, just a little button for the rudder. It's not the most accurate, but it's better than nothing. Now, yeah, I hope you guys do really enjoy this content. Be sure to check out my channel schedule in the about page of my channel and the specs of my PCs. And also, well, actually the specs of my PCs may not be there, who knows. But also be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. I hope you guys really, really enjoy this video. And we're just waiting on it to finish loading. I said in the previous episode I was thinking about pausing it on the loading screen, but then I had stuff to talk about, and it actually didn't take that long. I guess maybe because this is a business jet, not a private plane. Maybe it takes a lot longer to load, who knows. Sometimes this game loads 30 seconds, 40 seconds, other times it's what feels like an eternity. It's like Wreckfest tournament mode. Just like dig, 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 dig. There we go. Hello and welcome everyone to Jackson Hole International Airport here in Wyoming. Go ahead and click ready to fly. Now this thing gains a lot of speed, so we'll have to be very careful on the throttle right from the off. I'm going to go ahead and go flaps full. Gear's already down, which is good. So I don't know. Sometimes they this loads you in without that. So we're looking for an initial approach speed of 130 knots. No, 130 knots, and then down to 110 knots later on. Need to push back a little bit on the stick here because we are descending a little bit too much for my liking. So we'll give it a bit more power. And there we go. So we'll go ahead and turn to the left now. We've only got 1,000 feet left to drop, so I think we are a little bit high for my liking. Still, you can see it's very snowy actually. It's clearly set in winter time. This landing challenge. It's very nice. You can see here we're just approaching the runway. The runway's over there. I can't actually see any PAPI lights just yet. The problem is PAPI lights are white, and with snow, well, obviously the scenery is white as well, so that might be a bit difficult. Now I think that's the runway there. It's covered in snow actually, so that may be a bit of a problem for us. I don't know whether snow. I don't really know much about the physics of this game. I don't know whether they've modelled snow. I know the weather and things in this game are amazing, but I haven't really looked much into the physics side of things. I know that the flight models on a lot of these airliners is not the best, so maybe it's not the case. Who knows? I don't know. Because obviously in the old FSX, having a wet runway and a snowy runway really didn't actually do anything. But whether that's the case in this new sim, I reckon they do something, but whether they're accurate, who knows? I've never actually really landed on snow. I've taken off in the wet before. I've never landed in the wet in this game, and I've never ever touched snow or anything like that either. Also, we are dropping a little bit too much. It's what I found with the Airbus as well. When it loads you, and all the airliners, when it loads you into these challenges, the aircraft are trimmed like so much that they just drop out the sky if you let go of the stick or the yoke. It's kind of silly. I think they need fixing. I mean, I understand you want to decrease altitude, but it's a bit too much to decrease altitude. But we're making pretty good approach inwards here, actually. I mean, I think we'll drop the power here, actually. And we'll just try and get it down. Quite a gentle touchdown. Ooh, not bad. We'll get the reverses out as well. And there we go. I think that was a pretty decent landing. I mean, if we get over 1 million, we'll only need one attempt. Let's see what we get. What? 658,000? It wasn't that bad. I don't know. I'm in the top 8,000, so better than the... I'm better overall than the Cessna challenge. Well, we're going to do it a second time, definitely. I reckon I can do a bit better than that. I thought the landing was a bit smoother than 445 FPM, but who knows? And the Grand Roaring being 28 feet, that's not much, so I'm kind of surprised that was so low down. But weirdly, they were all pretty much equal, so that's quite good. Also, I thought I was right on the blocks with that landing. Maybe I had a bounce or something. That does massively impact. But we'll go ahead and restart. Now, that one took 2 minutes, so a bit of a short landing challenge than the one we did in the Cessna last episode. But there we go, we'll just reload it. It shouldn't take very long now because obviously we were just there, so it shouldn't have to reload it that much really. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to use scenery cache. I don't know whether this is a bug for any other people. I think this PC might have scenery cache turned on, but on my other PCs, the one that I haven't got anymore and the new one as well, it says there's not enough space on the drive, even though, with my newer PC it has 2 drives, so I've tried changing the drive. It says there's not enough space. I have no idea why, because there's clearly enough space. Like, there's well enough even for 10 gigs, so I think there's something going wrong there. We'll go flaps full, obviously. Check the gears down, and this time we'll try and make sure we don't lose as much altitude maybe straight away, I don't know. We're losing quite a bit of speed initially, because this thing is like a rocket ship at first, before we put down the flaps and actually start landing. This thing can be a bit of a nightmare, so we'll make sure to take care of that. The flight model of the actual, it's probably my favourite flight model actually out of all the planes, these business jets. They feel quite good. I don't know if that's how they feel in real life, but they feel like they kind of feel like how they're meant to. I'm definitely going to do some streams and things in these business jets, because unlike previous games, I just didn't buy I just didn't buy business jets because I didn't think they were really worth it that much. Because this game comes with them, they have FMCs on board. And they have autopilots and everything, so I think I'll have to give them a go. Now this time, last time I did slightly overshoot the runway because I thought that might have been a taxiway because it was so covered in snow. Normally the runway is generally left to be quite clear in real life, but I guess that's not the case here in this Microsoft Flight Sim world. I'll also make sure not to drop too much altitude, but it's a much better overall approach. Whether that'll translate to better landing than last time, who knows. I'll at least try and make it a bit smoother. It wasn't the smoothest of landings, was it? I mean, it felt very smooth, but a -445 apparently. I'm not sure how accurate this game's method of telling the landing rate is. Also, I think we're dropping a little bit too much. I need to be a bit more careful of that. So we'll just pitch up a little bit. Let us climb. Just a touch, and then I can even it back out again. We're about 110 knots now, which is perfect approach speed in this aircraft, according to the briefing at the start. But we're still dropping a little bit too much for my liking, so make sure to start climbing again. Just a touch, and then we'll, there we go, we're good now. I think we're good. We'll just make sure we don't drop too much more, really. As I said, the aircraft seem to be trimmed on these landing challenges so that they just basically nosedive as soon as you let go of the joystick. It's kind of annoying. Not quite nosedive, but you know what I mean. They're definitely, the trim is definitely biased towards the forward position. We'll go ahead and just press spacebar and, make sure we're in that position for when we land. Idle the power here. Come on, right on that blue mark. Oh, we're a little bit off, but that felt very smooth. And there we go. I think that was a perfect landing. That felt very smooth. And there we go. Let's have a look at how that was then. How was that? I'm happy with that. 913,000. That's much better. The ground roll was a little bit worse, but the overall landing smoothest, -215 FPM. That's great. I'm happy with that. But there we go. That is that episode complete in 2 attempts. I hope everyone really, really enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!